Hello and welcome back to episode 6 of Luck Be a Landlord. We're currently on a monster run. As you can see here, we have loads of items, but the important ones are the protractor, which is giving us corner adjacency. So everything is adjacent to what's in the corners, and everything in the corners is adjacent to everything else. We've been using jokers, card sharks, jokers, and suits, along with the arrows, to make some pretty crazy numbers come up. But I think what we were trying to do, or I went for a little break, is to use Midas bombs to try and clear the reels completely. We've got so much money now. Like the next payment that we've got to make is like a couple of thousand. So we're so far ahead of the curve. It's crazy. Yeah, I think we're going to carry on. We're going to try and get Midas bombs. So how many? Yeah, we've got a lucky capsule in hand. So what we want to do is basically just completely clear the room. Unfortunately, something I've realised is that when you actually clear your inventory, oh no, the empty symbols have gone away. Oh, I think they were just showing because we had, they were just showing because we had them on the time when the Midas bomb went on. It was showing us having 20 empty symbols, but I think that was just because they were there. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, we've got the lucky cat, so we've been adding a couple of cats just so that we've got a bit of extra rarity. So we've got a 1.8 times chance from these. So what we need to do now is use this bonus rarity, try and find some more. So we're getting very rare, so that's a good sign. We will want those eventually. We'll actually take a look at. Oh, I've done that. Right, so we've got 3 cats here, so that's 1.9 times rarity. So I think this is as good as time as any. You see what I mean? I didn't even think that roll would be that good, and that just gave us like 36 grand. That's like 12 times what we need. So, okay, so we're going to keep looking for Midas bomb. So there's another very rare symbol. So we're obviously at the right kind of rarity levels to be finding Midas bombs. I wonder how many very rare symbols there are, because I've seen the golden arrow, seen the card shark, seen the wild card, seen the watermelon. I've seen the Midas bomb. Diamond. Okay. That's 6 very rare symbols. So it looks like this 1.9 times consistently get very rares. Just a case of up there. Okay, so this is quite good. We can now try and get 2 Midas bombs at the same time. Anything common. That means saying the rarity from the reels doesn't apply to Frozen Pizza Second Chance one. Looks like it. Oh no, there's some rares. But I haven't seen a single super rare yet. Very rare. There we go. Okay, so we're now at the point where 2 Midas bombs could actually clear our board completely. We just need them to land in the. Ooh, got a lucky capsule. That could be a good shout to get 2 cats. So we've got 1.8 times rarity. So this could be a really good chance to get. It's weird. I don't know. Get very rares from this screen. Seems like you're guaranteed a rare. I've never seen an ultra rare pop up on this screen. Which is a bit of a shame because we've used our lucky capsule on this. Right, okay, I think we'll skip. Take them on. Okay, still no Midas bomb, that's good. And we've got 2.1 times rarity chance spin. I'm pretty sure that's the highest we've had. Should see quite a few very rare popping spin. Okay, then. Another Midas bomb. Okay, so we now have 4 Midas bombs. Let's hope they don't all come in at. That's got rid of quite a few of our symbols. Still didn't get rid of a bit of our trash. Okay, so very rare still. Really isn't a problem. There's still some rares popping in there. Seems like having the lucky capsule. Don't really like the capsule of them. I don't really want to skip this because once the Midas bomb crash, it's going to be a lot harder to get the ultra rares because our trash is one of the things that is so high stuff. Just taking them all. Got there. Still got 3 minus bombs left. Okay, so we lose 2 of our minus. We also lose quite a bit of trash. Okay, so we've only got 28 symbols left. So this is what I was saying. We've got 14 empty symbols. But I think some of those might. So we have now officially broken our huge sums of money. Okay, I'll get him there. Nice one. Got 1 left. Let's get level 50. Stage. Still got that. That miner is the only symbol to get rid of. Okay, so we're still getting very rare. So we just need 1 more Midas. Just pray that it lands next to the... It's gonna take... Still. Oh, Mega Chest, that's one we hadn't seen before. So that's 7. Very rare. Wild card. We want it to be fun. We want it to be. I mean, when you've got this much money, you can afford to just make the perfect set for it. Get the exact 25 symbols that will like you. There we go. Right, you two need to be together like glue. One of the 2 of you needs to be in it. Yes! Perfect. Okay. So now, I think we might need a bit of calculation. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just gonna get an Excel. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm just gonna pause the recording for a second. I'm gonna do a bit of calculation and work out what the perfect set of symbols. Give me a second. Hello guys, I am back. Right, so I've just done a bit of quick calculation. Okay, so if we assume that we've got the telescope, because at some point I'm going to get it to, then it looks like the absolute best deck to have just be to have 19 jokers on one suit. Because the only reason that you would need the card shark is if you have more than one suit to make sure that they're all wild. But if everything is adjacent anyway, then just having 19 jokers to do times 3 on it, I think it's going to be the quick way. So let me just make sure I've got the calculations correct on. Yeah, so all of them give times 3, and all the card shark does is turns adjacent suits into wild cards. Now, if I had more wild cards, it wouldn't help because they wouldn't be getting the multiplication bonus. And regardless of how many suits you have, the multiplication bonus doesn't apply. So, ideally what we would want to do, to make sure that there's always a suit on the board, we have 2, because we need to fill 25 symbols, right? So when we say that this is ideal, because there's only 20 that land at a time, this is the most ideal. So we want 19 jokers on one suit. But if no suit lands, it's awful for us. That is the worst thing that can happen, because then we literally just get what the jokers are worth, and the jokers themselves are only. So, so we keep 2 symbols, so that we always make sure that well, I mean, it's not guaranteed. It's possible that we could get a spin that does not have one in, but it's unlikely. So for 2 symbols to be missing out of 25, I mean, I could work it out, but it is unlikely. For one of them not to land, see if I can work rather than do. So for one symbol not to land, so there's 20 symbols landing, and each one, so it has a 1 in 25 chance, then a 1 in 24, all the way up to 1 in 20, all the way up to 1 in 6 chance of landing. No, sorry, it's bigger than that. Sorry, it's 2 in 25 chance, so 1 in 12.5 chance. Then we've got a 1 in 12 chance, then a 1 in 11.5 chance. So it keeps crawling down until you've got. So let's assume that they haven't landed in the first 18 symbols. The last 2 symbols that you get have got a 2 in 7 chance, and if that doesn't land, then the next one has got a 2 in 6 chance. So there's even if the first 19 symbols do not land a suit, there's a 1 in 3 chance the last one will. So I think that is enough, realistically speaking, to assume that one symbol will land. That one suit will land instead of Joker. So I think don't need Card Shark. We don't need it. And in the meantime, while we're waiting to try and get a telescope, we just fill up with jokers. And I think that will be the perfect deck. And we might as well do it because I can't see myself ever having another run this perfect. I mean, I've just happened upon it. I've had a suit deck and I got to. How did I get to? I got to endless, and I think I got up to 1500, but then it just died off. I didn't see the card shark, and I think I had a couple of jokers maybe, but nowhere near the numbers I was getting on there. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 23 jokers, 2 suits. We need to get the red suit to get the deck absolutely perfect, and we need the telescope to make sure that all of the jokers are applying to whichever suits land. And if that's the case, then we will either make 387 million per spin, or if both suits land, we will make 258. Jesus, these numbers. 258 million per spin. And if these numbers are exactly correct, I'll be impressed at my numbers. You might be wondering why it's 3 to the power 18. I believe that because 3 to the power of 2 is 9, which is just 3 times 3. So you have to, it's not, if you've got 19 jokers, it's the first one and then 18 more. So that's why it's 3 to the power of 18. So I think that should be a reliable figure. If we get 1 suit to land and 19 jokers, that should be from 1 spin. Right. Okay. So let's let's get started. I don't know if we'll be able to do, but I'll see if I can get. So saying that off. I've got about 8 minutes left of it. Okay. Right. So we just need to refresh it. Find a joke. Not seeing many rares. This could be a bit of a problem. Go for lucky capsules. That's going to be the way to do it, because lucky capsules destroy themselves, so it's not going to clog up our deck. So I think we'll skip that. Yeah, we'll use lucky capsule. Get the jokers. Yes, nice. So yeah, that works perfectly. You go lucky capsule joker, lucky capsule joker. I mean, obviously, there is a chance that we could potentially get a random joker, so you get a random mega chest, obviously. But I really wish I've got for There's our lucky guy. I'll take an iron capsules. Again, it will destroy itself, and I do want to see all of it. Just in case they have. Right, so we've got our rare. Hold on a minute, I didn't think about arrows. The golden arrow can do 4 times, but it's not guaranteed to point at the suit. But it can also point at more. But then you'd have to take away so many of the jokers to fill it with enough suits to guarantee that an arrow would hit it. Would that be a more... So suppose we are then adding an extra layer to the calculation. Okay, so let's say we put 3 arrows in there. Let's do another. So we'll say if we put in 3 arrows, we'd be losing on the absolute perfect spin with 3 joke. We'd be down to 16. And we'd have 1 suit and 3 gold arrows. And so that calculation would work out to be multiplied by brackets 3 power 15 and then multiplied again bracket 4 to the power 2. No, 4 to the power 3. Alright, 3 arrows, 4 to the power 3. I've done these calculations wrong, haven't I? 3 to the power 9. Should be. I don't know. I did that big explanation and learn to listen to the stupid checks. Okay. So, yeah, it would be 3 to the power 60 multiplied by 4. Right. And so, again, on this one, all aimed directly at the suit. Okay. Right. So, we're not looking for consistency in this one. And I do apologise that you can't see what I'm doing. For some reason, when I try and window capture Excel, it's just giving me the toolbar. So, let's just throw that calculation together to a format that Excel will understand. Compared to... Okay, that looks... I'm not sure it's bigger than... No, yeah, it's in the billions. It is in the billions. Wow. Okay, let me just quick. I've just come up. Okay, so I've amended the others. Okay, so this is the. So we've got this new field on the right hand side. So it's 16 jokers, 1 suit, 3 golden arrows, which are all aimed at the suit, and that ends up being split 2.7 billion. I mean, the odds of that are incredibly. Well, they're saying that you can get the compass. No, not the compass. Quiver. So if you get the quiver, that means that arrows can aim twice. So that does increase the chances of more. But the question is, are we aiming for the absolute perfect deck where consistently earn 387 million? Or are we aiming for the biggest spin possible? Okay. So we need to think about this. What is the most amount of arrows that can be pointing at a single cell? Okay, so we've got 4 slots. So it's going to be one of the middle 2. So middle row, and the middle two. Either one of those. And that can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 13 arrows. So 13. Right, I mean, the odds of getting all of these arrows to point in the correct direction is astronomical. But I just want to see, for comparison's sake, if we were to take it all the way down to just 5 jokers. 5 jokers? No, 6 jokers. 1 suit and 13 golden arrows. And bear in mind, they would all have to land in the exact right position. But theoretically speaking, we would be looking at 1 suit, which by itself is only worth 1. And then that would be multiplied by a joker, which multiplies by 3. So 1 times 3 to the power of 6. And then that would be multiplied by bracketed 4 to the power of 13. Okay, so that number still, I think that's 40. Okay, so we've updated our little screens. Okay, so that is, as far as I'm aware, wildcards wouldn't improve it. The only other thing I can think of would making the actual base value of the item higher. So that all of these numbers can be multiplied by 2 by applying the red suit or the black suit, depending on which suit you're using. The looting glove. So what I'm thinking is that the mega chest, the very rare one, is worth 100 or 150 coins. And so multiplying 150 by the maximum amount of golden arrows, which is 4 to the power 13, wouldn't help at all, because you would lose out on the 3 to the power 6 jokers that would be in the other slots. And I don't think there's anything else in the game. So technically, I mean, the only other thing that you could do, and this is not something I am going to, so the only other thing that you could potentially do is to get a archaeologist and just pump it absolutely full of pearls. Just literally just keep spinning and spinning and spinning until the archaeologist has got a number which is higher than 3 to the power of 6. So power 6. So you would need to get an archaeologist to have 729 pearls. And if you could do that, or more than 729 pearls, I should say. So let's say you've got an archaeologist with 730 pearls in it, then that would then be better than. So because you wouldn't need to multiply the archaeologist by anything else, just the 13 arrows would take it above. But in saying that, the odds of you being able to make it eat all of those pearls and then clean up whatever mess you've made getting those pearls added. So, I mean, you could manually add all of the pearls and it would take you God knows how long. Or you could get 5 or 6 oysters and get them pumping out pearls and constantly pumping the archaeologist full of pearls. But then, how do you get rid of the oysters? Now you could say use a diver instead, but if you're using a diver instead, then you get the same problem that the diver will eat the oysters before they filled him up full of them. And then I suppose you could just keep adding oysters constantly. I mean, like I say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go through the agony of trying to get a diver up to 729. But I think that would be better than this strategy. But I think I'm going to run with it. So, to be clear, I think that 13 golden arrows is the absolute maximum that you could get from a spin, aside from cumulative symbols. Because symbols that end up with a cumulative result, I mean, technically, you could get them up to the billions comfortably. You'd probably need support from the suits to do it initially, but if you were to get an architect or a diver into the billions, it wouldn't matter what multiplication you've got on it. It'd just take you years to do it. So I think what we're going to aim for simplicity's sake, is to go for this one, the 387 million, and try and go for a record spin. But that is achievable. It would just take a really, really long time. Now the question is, I'm not going to go for 13 golden arrows, because trying to get 13 golden arrows to point at one suit seems virtually impossible. But the question is, do we want to go for any golden arrows, or just go for the guaranteed 3 times open? I think I'm going to go for the. I'm just going to fill it. Okay. I haven't got a. Okay. So we're looking for a joker or a luck. Come on. Go be like. Capsule machine is going to help us. But this is going to help us get the rare item. telescope. Yeah, we'll take that. Because we really do not have to worry about oh no, what did I just take? No. Oh, it's alright. It's alright, we can just take a thief. Thank God for that. Can't believe it. That would have been me insane if I had to go back through. Ugh. I'm getting all. Right, let's get a thief now. Right, so we're either looking for thief, joker, or lucky angel. Joker. Okay, well, probably. Wow, it really does not want to give us a thief, a joker, or a cancel. Yeah. I know we're back to joker lucky. Oh, what is cleansed again? I really should pull stuff. Good. Fruit is relative. That's a gross image. Okay, so we're just back to jokers again. So let's see what kind of numbers we're getting here. Yeah, 1,428. Now, as I said, the reason that the second suit wasn't as good is because we haven't got the telescope. Once we've got the telescope, it will be adjacent to those jokers. So, okay, joker or. Capsule. I don't think there's much point in looking for a lucky capsule. Oh, lucky capsule. But point. point in looking for a lucky capsule. Let's get another joker. Okay, we're up to the... Oh, here we go, 13,000. Just gonna keep getting bigger. What she said. Lucky capsule, see, or a joker. Go up. We'll skip this spin. Now 4,000. Yeah, we'll get Joker out of this one, I think. Yeah. Well, skip this as well. Respin one column. I suppose that would be interesting. Allow us to make sure that, so if we say for example we got two suits, we could re-roll the two suits to try and just get one. Okay. Have literally all of our symbols on the board. Right, has gone off for another joker. It's crazy that there's thousands of, well, not thousands, hundreds of symbols in this game. I'm sat here looking for one. Is there at the moment. Later, there we go, 119,000. Nice and easy. A fifth of our total net worth added in a single spin. Okay, so we're back looking for another lucky capsule, or obviously a joke. Oh. Look through a couple of them. Skip it, spin. So our lucky capsule popped off. Right. Capsule. This will be not big because it's adjacent. It's, capsule's got in for the joke. We're now over 1 million. Hey. Hello, something like that. On the hunt for our lucky capsule. Wow, this is really taking some time. I think this is the most rerolls I've had since I started going for Lucky Cap. There it is. And we'll skip that. To reroll Joker. So it shouldn't. Skip that spin, pay money. Joker out of this. Dolls cannot be destroyed. You are 3 more likely to find uncommon, rare, and very rare. None of the symbols we want are common, so fine. Okay, we'll play that. Okay. Yeah, very rares are coming in. Do you red on that? We might not even need to do our the very rares are rolling in there. Skip for it. Lucky capsule pretty much guarantees it's a joke, so very cool. Hopes it's spinning for the whole world. Rush into the joker pot. Is no prices. I might have calculated this wrong, you know. I'm just thinking, I've got 7 spare spaces, I've got 18 that are filled, and the empty ones aren't turning up. Does that mean that I could have had 19 one guaranteed? Ah, that's really annoying because I have to Midas bomb them all. Please tell me there's a rare item that gets rid of one symbol. Oh, I should have. Yeah. Well, maybe once I've done this version of it, try and perfect it. Come on. So, gotcha. Oh no, yeah, blanks can roll in. Yeah, so we did the right thing. So a blank rolled in instead of the lucky capsule. So. Come on. Show me the joke. Nice capsule, perfect. Joker. Yeah, so I mean, I was pretty sure on the fact that your empties can roll in. I'm sure I've seen it when I've had 20 symbols and the reels have been full, but as far as I was aware, yeah. So. Yeah, see, so we've only got 19 symbols on the reels there. Oh, very nice. What is that now? 518 million. And what was it we predicted? So we predicted 387 million. And we've currently got 512 and we're missing one joker. So yeah, that looks to be probably about right. And now we just need the telescope to make it so that no matter where it is on, it'll be a place. So let's refresh. We just need, how many more do we need? 4 more jokers. Once we've got 4 more jokers, yep, sure. Spin. It should be 258 million. So. One joker, I know you're in there. Right, 3 more jokers to go. Okay. A lucky capital. Gonna see if we can get the telescope. Should be able to get a joker from yeah. Skip that because I think that's our extra symbol. I suppose we could try and get a lucky capsule. Okay. None of these that much plus. I suppose we could use a booster pack to potentially get our joker. Although actually no, we've got 2 lucky capsules, so if they land on different spins, which they have, that should be our 2. One joker, spin again, capsule. Should be. So you can see there now, we have 23 jokers, of which the maximum that can land at the same time as suit is 15. So, as you can see on screen, it is 1 times 3 to the power 9. Okay. Apologies if that was on the script. I think that was on quite a while. Apologies. Okay. So we'll skip the symbol. No, we've Just keep spinning. Because we just need to add the telescope to make it final, add the final consistency. Sorry. Okay. Back. So, what are we doing? Right. Yes. So we've got our inventory perfect now, exactly the way we wanted it. So we're now just skipping all of the symbols. So this is exactly what we wanted. We want to jokers. Skip all of the symbols again. We just basically want to get to the next item ASAP, so that we can try and get that telescope. And as soon as we've got the telescope, that's it, build complete. And hopefully that will be the, if we get the telescope on this particular run, it might just be the one. Takes us over the billion. We are currently at 777. See, we could be respinning to try and get one of them in the corners, but I'm quite happy that the one that takes it over. See, that was in the corner then. We don't want it in the corner at the moment. We want that perfect moment. Oh no, we're gonna go over. There we go. We just got 1.5 billion in a single spin. Yeah, so we've got 810. So we currently have 2,327,546,000 for 800. That's quite a lot of money. Let's get that. I was kind of hoping that once we had the telescope would be a perfect spin, but that was a pretty good spin, having both in the corner. Had a moment then when I was like. So yeah, so I think this is the best build you can, but I now have this as sort of an official save, basically. So if you think my calculations are wrong, which I mean, I grant you, I only did them quickly, so there's a very good chance they are wrong. But if you can think of a build that is consistent and is going to be better than this one. So I don't mean as in, so when I gave you the example of the golden arrows are by far going to be better because they're using multiples of 4. So they'll be better than the jokers. There's no doubt in my mind at all that you will be able to get more money by using arrows rather than jokers on a large proportion of the spaces. But to get that consistent so that it always drops in a large amount is going to be extremely difficult. So the expected outcome of that spin is going to be a lot lower than the highest potential spin, basically. So if you can find a spin layout that you know, sort of whether you came back to me and said, I've had a look at it, I reckon if you have 16 jokers and 2 red suits, and, you know, if you can think, you know, show me in a comment what you think will be the best build, and it looks like it will work, I will test it. I will put it on this save game. I'll Midas bomb the hell out of it, anything that, you know, sort of we don't need, and then I will rebuild it and make sure that got it all perfect so we can test out your. So just leave that in the comments, and I'll have a look at it, see if I can recreate it for you next episode. Okay, so I think we're almost there on this one. Look at that. Whoa, the healthy billion. We're now up to 3 billion. Great. Just saw a joker there. I was like, hang on a minute, I've already got all my jokers. Crazy. Keep forgetting I'm going for items. Symbols. So we want to skip. We want to use the pillow. Rare item. Symbol. Add an additional item, that's going to be helpful. Unfortunately not the telescope we were hoping for, but so this should be our perfect amount. So it does look like my math was wrong in some way, because it looks like we're getting 1.16 billion. I'm not sure where I'm wrong there. I mean, 1 times 3 to the power 19 is the exact same as 3 to the power. So that is 3 to the power 19. Is that suit giving me more stuff? Because I mean, yeah, okay, the jokers are giving me 3 each, so there's 19 times 3 to add on to that. But that's pretty negligent. I mean, 19 times 3 is 57. It's literally just going to take it to 38 million. Sorry, 387 million with a 500 at the end. It looks like I'm off by a factor of 3. But the only way that I could see that would happen is if it was 3 to the power 20. But 3 to the power 20 would need to have, for some reason, the hearts give it. Right. Hang on a second. Let me just try changing to 3 times 3 to the power. Oh god, I haven't changed the calculation. Yeah. Just realised. So I'd updated it in the actual field itself, but I haven't updated it on the formulas. Yeah, that makes a lot. Okay, so let me just get this update. So that's more like, right. So this is now actually 3 to the power of 9. What it should be. So now that number is correct. So we're getting 1.1 spin. And this number is still correct, which is break 48. So that is still the biggest number by far. This is break. So even with 3 golden arrows, you would have to have them all land in the correct position and point the right way, and it would still only get. So, it's, you know, sort of the odds of you landing it versus the amount that you gain is negligible. Because even if the golden arrows are pointing in two directions, then there's still only a 1 in 4 chance that it will point in the direction that you want it. And then if you multiply that up by having 13 golden arrows, which is the maximum that you can have pointing at a single square, that's 13 to the power of 0.25. Sorry, 0.25 to the power of 13. So it's going to be minuscule. It will never land. I could spin this game for the rest of my life, and that chance will never happen. So, while that is an incredibly large number, and it bet you 48 billion, it will never land. It would never ever happen. So, this is more realistic. It's 0.5 to the power of 3. So that's, where are we? 625, 0.0625, and then about 0.0015. So it would happen about one in every 700 spins, something like that. So that's possible. Oh, hang on, no, that's assuming they all land in the correct place. Yeah, it's mathematically unfeasible. For everything to land in its correct place, and for all of the arrows to point the correct way, it's just, with this specific setup, with 16 jokers and only 1 suit to target, that it's so unlikely. It's ridiculous. I mean, you could get maybe 1 or 2 golden arrows pointing the right way, and 4 times 4 is 16, which, you know, is not as big as 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So by losing a joker to replace it with an arrow that's useless, you're actually losing out. So, I mean, I could probably put something together for expected return. You could get an expected spin value, and put together the chance of the golden arrows pointing at the right square, and then equate that. So, although that top spin value is much higher than the one that we've got, you would have to drop it down because of the chance of it failing to land that. Ours is landing consistently at either 1.16 billion or 0.77 billion. And 0.77 billion is the lowest per spin that we can get once we've got the talent. And obviously, once we get the red and black suit, that will be. Are we using reds or are we using blacks? Using reds. So as soon as we get red suit, and as soon as we get the telescope, that's max for this strategy. So those are the 2 things. Okay, anyway, let's get cracking on. I suppose you could actually take item capsules, if we wanted to, because item capsules could give us the red suits. Saying that, have you already found them? No. So there's obviously a lot more common items then. But yeah, so this will be a 1.16 billion spin. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the swapping device. See, again, if you're thinking that swapping device would help with the arrows spin after you. So it's not like you can spin them to a direction and then point them at the symbol you want them to. Even if you move it right next to the symbol you want, point the opposite direction. So I don't think we'll take that because it will just slow down the process, and I don't think we don't really need it once we've got the telescope. So I think we'll take the very big symbol bomb, take black suits. Frustrating that we got the wrong one. That's fine. Let's see what I just got. We got Maxwell the Bear. .16 billion spin. This one will be crap, a bit grand. We're after our next sprint pack. We're over 10. Nice. Skip that. Sorry, I'm stifle sneeze. Rare writer. So none of these are much used. I suppose. And unfortunately, any common symbols left, so it's just giving us pull. Skip again to the next item. Take the item capture. I didn't see what the last item gave us. Sorry about that. Trouble getting them. Still skipping spin. We are still skipping. Just got another item. Didn't look like it was a ball, so see. It's a ninja. Actually, to be fair, I don't know if that's actually it. Might be going all around. don't think we'll ever have 3 bears. Right. Question is, when will the telescope? I mean, I hope we can actually get the telescope. There's a cap to the phone to get. But I know the telescope is very rare. Though. Yeah, we want them to. Make that just to get it out. Walls, isn't it? Oh, I just thought the piggy bank's been taking money off us all this time. It's 240 cash inside that. Like the swear jars had much. Oh, 3 spins. That was probably when we were Midas. We are now over 20, but very much over. Yeah, 20. I've got a good feeling that the telescope will be. Should get our comfy play prompt symbol. The lucky carrot and the golden carrot now being very rare, enough all over the place. Rare, very rare, very rare. Really taking it. What's this? I'm wondering whether it's the same as the lucky capsule in that it doesn't seem to give you the very rare one. I'm going to try not using the lucky pillow this time. And just see what items. Because I get the feeling we're going to have to do that anyway to get the red suits off up anyway. Assume. If you see this as episode 3, episode 5, part 3, probably because I have lost track of time a lot. Very addictive. It's kind of it. Okay. Okay, so not going to skip a spin this time. See what pops up. I get the feeling that very rare item I'm more likely to doubt it, but I might be. I might have been wrong. Complete that away. You know you've 27. Skip. Right, so comfy. it definitely says. Just going to take the noise. Don't actually get offered the telescope. Or if it. Oh, they might move the telescope from the game. I haven't seen the latest pack. I mean, they might well have to. Patch notes on. Okay, as of the 14th of. There's nothing about the telescope in the content patch for endless mode. So no mention at all of removing it. Yeah, it does seem like there's any mention of the telescope being removed. It's just that you by saying that, it's giving me the page. I can't find any track. Or anybody? Maybe there's some sort of hard limit on the amount of very rares. Once you get to a certain number of very rares, it just always spawns you. That would be. There is definitely still some. Look at the top. Anthropology degree actually. A bit more. Premium. Yeah, so there's still the button that we took down. Looks good. That's alright. So may telescope. I wouldn't have thought so though, because the protractor's right. And the telescope seems incredibly more powerful. Correct. There's things like, I'm pretty sure we haven't even got, what's it? Yeah, we haven't got the capsule. So there's definitely still items out there that we don't have. Just that it actually rolled a very rare form. Like it rolled the rarity very rare, and then I would imagine it would pick a random one normal. But it gave me a 4-leaf clover, and since then I haven't had a single very rare offered. So unless the telescope is just rare, I think the might be a hard cap on it. I remember. Or get offered maybe. I mean, I didn't see anything like that in the patch notes, but I'm not sure anybody's had a run broken on this game, so I don't know. I actually kind of regret taking them. Alright, I'll take this one. I don't care. Taking any. Oh, that just... At some point I might want to try and do it on this save, and nice that we can make pop these. I mean, that's pretty much the same as a telescope. Not that we're care about. Wandering our way up 50 billion. Okay, so this is going to be the decider, because I don't think that's anymore. Right. I think maybe once 5 billion left. Imagine. Imagine it. This way, I don't think there's a chance that we won't make our room. We'll just one spin, that's perfect as we can get it. Symbol that is worth 1 billion. Those 50, 51, 30. I think I'll leave it there. But yeah, so I think I need to do a bit more work in Excel and just make sure that there aren't any other builds that are broken. I think it's frustrating, very frustrating, that we haven't got the red symbol but we have got the black symbols and the 2 symbols that have a red. So we know that we can double the and we know that if we got the telescope, it wouldn't matter where the suits were positioned, but to be honest, it doesn't. Swap device, we can switch it into the corner. That we can do. If you think of anything that might be more broken than the build, I don't think that. I mean, as I say, golden arrows potentially could get a live in, but because of how unpredictable, and we have got the quiver, so we can test it, but because of how unpredictable the landing of the spin is, can't predict where they're going to land, first of all, in relation to the suit, and can't guarantee that they will point in the correct direction. They've only got a 1 in 4 chance of pointing in the direction that you want them to. You could try and surround them with suits, but if you do that, you're having to add more suits, which they even more joke about. Suits got the telescope and the suits are adjacent to each other. Get a little bit of action, but even so, it's not perfect. As I say though, guys, if you think of anything that you think would build in this one, let me know. I will give it a try on this game. I've got the save file now, and I don't plan on ever getting rid of it. So if you think of anything you want me to try, put it down in the comments below, and I will know. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, I know this is a bit of a stress. What I might also do, in fact you might be watching on it now, is put a summary video just up until this this final point. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Follow if you want to, if you want to see more content like this. My socials are I do stream on Twitch as well, and I will probably take this on at some point, show it off really. Loads about having, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.